We're going to talk about Chennedy Carter, but it looks like she's blacklisted. And she will be playing professional basketball during the season, but it won't be for the W.
Is targeting Caitlin Clark worth the risk of jeopardizing your entire WNBA career? Chennedy Carter has just provided an answer to that question. After more than 120 days with no WNBA team willing to offer her a contract, and with training camp kicking off today, Carter has made a bold move, heading to Mexico's Professional Basketball League to continue her career.
Seriously, she needs to do whatever she can to get some help, get her anger under control, where she will not have another incident like the one where she slammed into Caitlin Clark. She's out of the league.
This isn't just another player switching teams. This is the Chicago Sky's leading scorer being completely and officially cut from the WNBA after a calculated move against the league's shining star, Caitlin Clark. The Sky essentially let their star player walk away, without even attempting to secure something in return. And despite an MVP-caliber performance overseas, no team was willing to take a chance on her. This doesn't happen without a serious reason behind it. Let me know in the comments, does Chennedy deserve this? Let's break down exactly how it all unfolded, where she's headed next, and her reaction to everything that's gone down. Let's dive in.
Despite the solid fourth season from Carter, an incident with Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark stood out to many. The 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year came in the league, became arguably the most popular player. Became the most popular player. There, I cleaned it up for you, which may have rubbed some people the wrong way, including Carter.
Picture this, June 1st, 2024. The Chicago Sky versus the Indiana Fever, a single game in a long WNBA season, one that no one knew would become legendary. The score was neck and neck the entire game, and it all came down to a narrow 71-70 victory for the Fever. But as the final buzzer sounded, tensions that had been building all game long exploded in an instant, changing everything forever.
Clark. I mean, that's clearly foul, which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Chennedy Carter.
The moment unfolded right after a Chicago basket. As players transitioned to the other end of the court, Carter and Clark crossed paths in what seemed like a normal part of the game. But what happened next was anything but ordinary. Carter, appearing to go about her business, suddenly changed her course. The shift wasn't subtle. It was deliberate, calculated. She veered directly into Clark's path and executed a hip check that sent the rookie crashing to the hardwood. And let's not overlook the footage of Angel Reese, captured on camera, jumping and clapping on the sidelines the instant the contact occurred.
Assigned to the Chicago Sky with Teresa Weatherspoon, with Angel Reese, with Camila Cardoso, and the rest of the folks. And then we get to the body check. This was originally ruled an away from the ball foul, but it was obviously a flagrant foul. It really upset a lot of people, which really escalated the issue, and it was really just poor sportsmanship on Kennedy's.
The collision wasn't just a hard foul. It wasn't even a typical basketball play. This was something entirely different, something that made the entire arena hold its breath. The live broadcast captured every moment, and you could hear the commentators' voices shift from game analysis to pure astonishment. "What was that?" echoed through the air as Clark hit the floor. The officials didn't hesitate to blow the whistle, initially calling it a regular foul. But even in real time, it was clear that this warranted further scrutiny. The referees huddled around the monitor, reviewing the footage that would soon be dissected by millions on social media. Their initial verdict, a common foul, but this was later upgraded to a flagrant foul the following day after official confirmation that the contact was non-basketball in nature and potentially dangerous.
Thing pushing Caitlin Clark, and it's another thing blindsiding her. Like, I don't think there's no justification for that. Like, to be honest,
What's particularly telling about this incident wasn't just the hit itself, but Clark's response. While many players might have jumped up, ready to escalate the situation, Clark simply rose to her feet, composed herself, and kept playing. No theatrics, no confrontation, just a rookie displaying the poise of a seasoned veteran in a high-pressure moment. This stark contrast between Carter's aggression and Clark's calm only intensified the growing narrative. Analysts abandoned discussions of shooting percentages and defensive rotations, opting instead for frame-by-frame breakdowns of Carter's movements. Was she targeting Clark because she was a rookie? Was there personal or professional jealousy at play? The questions piled up, while the game itself seemed to fade into the background.
Something's got to wake her up too. You know? I mean, something's got to wake her up and say, man, I could be in the WNBA right now, starting on a team, being their leading scorer. I've got to get my temper and my head under control. I got to figure it out somehow.
What nobody realized in that moment, not Carter, not Clark, and not anyone watching, was that this 5-second sequence would forever change the trajectory of Carter's career. This wasn't just a bad decision made in the heat of competition. It marked the beginning of her professional unraveling. A single physical play set off a domino effect, one that would eventually push her out of the league entirely.
No doubt, Chennedy Carter is extremely talented, but she's got to get her head screwed on.
And if the hit itself wasn't damaging enough to Carter's reputation, what came next would prove catastrophic. When the cameras turned to Carter post-game, giving her a chance to explain or perhaps apologize, her response only added fuel to an already raging fire. Instead of showing remorse, her reaction poured industrial-strength fuel onto the controversy, making an already bad situation far worse.
Knocked Caitlin Clark to the floor. We all saw it, a flagrant foul. And many people, including myself, thought it was borderline assault. It was off.
The cameras kept rolling as Carter entered the post-game press conference, offering her the perfect opportunity to reset the narrative. One well-crafted statement could have shifted everything. An apology, an explanation, or even just acknowledging what had happened might have softened the blow. Instead, with reporters giving her an open mic to address the elephant in the room, Carter delivered 7 words that would prove more damaging than any hip check. I ain't answering no Caitlin Clark questions.
And Kennedy, just want to give you an opportunity to talk about that moment between you and Caitlin. What was that play, what was said, and kind of what led to?
Next question. Like, it seemed like she turned to you a little bit. Yeah. After
I ain't answering no Caitlin Clark questions.
Did she say anything to you?
I don't know what she said.
What'd you say to her?
I didn't say anything.
That's enough. We're good.
Those 7 words ricocheted through basketball circles with astonishing speed. Within hours, sports analysts who might have defended the on-court incident as just a part of physical basketball found themselves unable to justify Carter's post-game attitude. Her refusal to address the situation turned what could have been a one-day story into a week-long examination of her character. While the hip check had raised eyebrows, this response raised red flags.
I wasn't expecting it, but I think it's just just respond, calm down, let your play do the talking. It is what it is. It's a physical game. Go make the free throw and then execute on offense. And I feel like that's kind of what we did, but it is what it is, I guess. I don't know.
What made Carter's response even more damaging was how it contrasted with Clark's own handling of the situation. While Carter dodged responsibility, Clark addressed the moment with remarkable maturity, telling reporters, "Basketball's competitive. I get it. Emotions get the best of you. It happened to me too." One player displayed maturity and understanding, while the other showcased a startling lack of accountability, a response that left league executives whispering behind closed doors.
There has not been a peep about anywhere that she could be landing in this free agency. So a lot of people, including myself, are wondering, is she worth the risk?
This perception problem quickly spread beyond just angry fans on social media. It reached team executives and league officials, the very people who make hiring decisions. In professional sports, talent always matters, but it's rarely the only consideration. The question shifted from can she play to is she worth the disruption? Carter's dismissive attitude sparked internal chemistry issues within the Chicago Sky locker room, with teammates and coaches reportedly reacting negatively to her comments.
She can score. She can score with the lights out. I mean, she can. She's pure offense, a pure shooting guard, scoring guard, instant offense. But if you're a team, do you really want her on the team? I would.
The damage wasn't limited to public perception. It created real friction within her own team. The locker room tension following her comments made an already difficult situation nearly impossible to navigate. Basketball, at its core, is a team sport, and when one player refuses to acknowledge behavior that reflects poorly on the entire organization, it fractures the trust essential for success. Ultimately, the Chicago Sky made the decision to let her go in free agency, offering no contract. No other team chose to pick her up. One GM was even anonymously quoted saying, "We won't touch her even with a 10-foot pole."
Break down that situation that happened.
Yeah. So In basketball a little bit, there's things called talking, what you like to call smack or whatever everybody likes to call it.
Yeah.
Plays before things are said, you know, that's a part of basketball.
For nearly a year, Carter maintained public silence about the incident until last week, when she apparently felt compelled to explain herself during an interview with the controversial podcaster, Neon. Her explanation: it was just a light tap. Yes, the same collision that sent Clark sprawling across the court and earned an immediate flagrant foul call was, in Carter's revisionist history, barely a love tap between friends.
Think a play before, maybe I was elbowed. Okay, that happens. Think the next play down, maybe something was said. And then maybe there was like a little clip of somebody like yelling in my face. And then we go down the court. Then I hit like a little bucket. You feel me? Come down, hit like a little nice little mid-range pull up. And then I just like, you know, just give her like a little, like, I'm here. Like, you know, I don't think it was, you know what's crazy? Me and my brother went back and watched, and we seen a lot of clips in the NBA of guys getting like pushing LeBron. Like, I think it was Jeff Teague or somebody who like pushed LeBron out of bounds, like said, man, I was mad because like we couldn't stop